Alright, people. So, we got the announcement a couple of weeks ago that on November the 14th, well, originally it was going to be in Texas. It's now been moved to Florida. I did wonder why, because Texas are quite lenient when it comes to who they'll sanction. They sanctioned a nearly 60-year-old Mike Tyson who could barely walk. So when I say they're lenient, they're lenient. Now, they moved it to Florida, and I wondered why, because am I right in thinking this was originally meant to be in the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, which Canelo's fought there. I think Canelo fought Billy Joe Saunders there, amongst others. I think he fought Liam Smith there. So I was thinking, okay, that's a good stadium, good atmosphere. Why are you moving it to Florida? Now, Miami is cool as well. Wrong with Florida. I'd love to go to Florida sometime. Maybe not necessarily Miami, but I'd like to go. So I'm like, okay, but why are you moving it? It's just, strange. Well, maybe it has something to do with what this exhibition, by the way, this is an exhibition between a cruiserweight who has lost to Tommy Fury and a current reigning world champion at 135 pounds. Yes, 130. I say cruiserweight and lightweight. Yes. Well, we had the face off, and the size difference was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous, right? Tank Davis needs to be rematching Lamont Roach. All right, before I go into my 2 cents, but the Tank Davis needs to be rematching Lamont Roach. Doesn't need to be fighting Jake Paul. Simple as that. That's what he needs to be doing. He needs to be trying to fight Shakur Stevenson. He needs to be trying to unify. He needs to be trying to look at guys at 130 pounds maybe coming up, or looking at guys at 140 pounds, right? He needs to be fighting guys in around his own weight, right? Tank Davis is, 31 years old now. And still, people still look at him as a prospect with the way he carries on his career. And Lamont Roach, he was very lucky in that fight not to lose, because he should have had a knockdown scored against him. I think it was round 8 when he blatantly took a knee. Blatantly. And Steve Willis, who's a great referee normally, just let that one go. It was ridiculous, right? Now he's having a exhibition is how they're selling it. But this right here doesn't sound like an exhibition to me, right? So, off the record boxing are reporting that there will be a catchweight. I laugh because, again, a guy in Jake Paul, who actually I say he's a cruiserweight, he's fought above the 200 pound limit a few times now, and well above it. The catchweight's 195 pounds, 60 pounds heavier than Tank Davis's fighting weight. 60 pounds heavier, and Tank Davis is 5'3", 5'4", right? 10 3-minute rounds. Now, exhibitions, 10 rounds, it's 10 rounder. 12-ounce gloves, which are only 2 ounces heavier than, well, what they'd be wearing in a pro fight. And 12-ounce gloves, if you've ever worn a 12-ounce glove, yes, there's a bit more padding on it than there is a 10-ounce glove. You still don't want to get hit with a 12-ounce glove. It still doesn't tickle. It's not like wearing an 18-ounce glove, or I think it was 14-ounce for Mike Tyson, where there's a bit more, you're a little bit more protected, right? They do say if it's sparring, it's 16 or above. 14 is a little bit, but still, right? 12-ounce gloves are very, very, very lightly padded, right? They're going to hurt, regardless who's wearing them. If it's Tank Davis, they're going to hurt, right? And Tank Davis has only ever worn 8-ounce gloves, mind you, actually, because he's never fought above welterweight. I think it's after welterweight they go to 10-ounce. It's going to have 3 judges scoring the bout, so there will be a winner, right? So there will be a winner in this fight. 3 judges scoring. I'm just watching the face-to-face here. It's just the size difference. But people, really? I just think this is ridiculous. I really just... Oh, man. I don't get this at all. And with Jake Paul, again, right, you're talking about Jake Paul, who... He doesn't need to box. He's done great work in terms of his promotional company, MVP. He's got the women's game sort of on lockdown over there on Netflix and all that stuff. So when it comes to Jake Paul, I look at him and I think, you know what, you really don't need to box, and you could pick a harder career to go down, or career path to go down, than boxing, or an easier, I should say, really easier path, because boxing's tough, man. It's not easy, it's not fun, getting hits not fun, the training, everything, there's an easier way to make money, and he has easier ways to make money. But he still chooses to do this, and at the end of the day, right, you can't really hate on that, right? But and he is bringing viewers into the sport of boxing. At the end of the day, I always say, like, if you can bring new fans in, that's a good thing, irrespective of how you do it. Like, I suppose it is somewhat of a good thing. We're not pretending that Misfits is real boxing. It obviously isn't. You know what I mean, right? But Tank Davis, an incumbent world champion, and again, 135 pounds. I mean, how much under this catch weight is he going to be? Could you imagine Tank Davis coming in at 100, even 185 pounds? He'd look ridiculous. He'd look absolutely ridiculous weighing in like 180. How much of a weight difference are we going to see? Are we going to see Jake Paul hit 195 pounds and Tank Davis come in at 165 pounds? Are we going to have a massive? Because how is Tank Davis going to get 100 anywhere near 195 pounds? I'm sure Jake Paul, when he's out of shape, his leg weighs that. It's 135 pounds, seriously. So, yeah, this whole thing right here, honestly, it's just ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Like, it really, truly is. And I just don't know. I mean, Tank Davis, an incumbent world champion. I say that again, an incumbent world champion. Not rematching Lamont Roach, which he should have done back, I think, in August. Not fighting Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson, I think, is going to fight Teofimo Lopez. Real fight. Very good one. This is just ridiculous. And I just can't believe it. I really can't. I still just can't quite believe we're getting this. Because, like, an exhibition wouldn't have been good, but if it was a little kind of, 6-rounder, 2-minute rounds, no winner decided, I still wouldn't be okay with it. But, like, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that that this bout will go on their official records. I believe that may very well be the case. I'm just going to double. I'm assuming that they will be. It's not a professional bout, right? Is what they're saying here. Like, but I do fully believe that it may very well go on their records. Well, maybe they're just exhibition records. Who knows? But yeah, it is. It's just madness, isn't it? Like, it is just crazy, and yeah. Jake Paul, Tank Davis, as if you didn't think it would get any worse. Oh, believe me, it does. It does. That's the first, and that'll do. Look, whether you like it or not, it'll do great numbers. It will. It absolutely will. It'll do great numbers on Netflix. It might genuinely, because it's Jake Paul, because he's more of a universally known character rather than Canelo and Crawford, it might actually beat Canelo Crawford. 41 million views Canelo Crawford did. That might do it. That might beat it. Because people know it's Jake Paul and they'll hear he's fighting a world champion, even if it is a guy who's 60 pounds lighter, 60, maybe more, maybe God knows how much more when they're out of shape. Yeah, they won't care. They'll watch that. So, that is what that is. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. People, as always, if you could, smash the like button, hit subscribe, all of that good stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. Until next time, peace.